We're going to have a look at how you can direct children to resources in MiniMash. Here we can see a little window into my computer, where I've got 3 documents that I want to share with home on day 1. Behind it, I'm logged into Purple Mash. We're going to jump straight into MiniMash. We're going to talk about something called pins to direct children to resources. You can see the pins to the top right of the screen. We're going to group the resources together using trays. In trays, you'll see all the children's own work trays, the place they save their own personal files. To the top right, we can click on the plus to add a tray. I can name the tray, which is visible to the whole class, and I can change the image and the colour of the tray. Once I've created it, I can see it amongst the trays. Now I'd like to gather resources into that tray, starting by opening them in MiniMash and saving them in. We're going to start by clicking on this birthday cake at the top, opening it, and then going to the menu and clicking on Save. I can choose the tray, rename the piece of work, and then click on Save. I can do this with multiple pieces of work for MiniMash. In this example, I've put the backgrounds on in to create a story for them, and again I'm going to save that into my tray, calling it Castle Story. I'm now going to click on the logo and go back to Purple Mash to add in the documents that aren't part of MiniMash. In here, I click on the Work folder at the top, and on the left I expand School and Trays. Within Trays, I'll see the Day 1 tray that I created in MiniMash, and the 2 pieces of work I've already saved in there. Above this, I can click on Upload, and then select the files from my computer. These files are now added into the folder, and therefore they'll show in the tray in MiniMash. Back in MiniMash, if we click on Trays, we can see the Day 1 tray. Note it will say the tray is empty, but if you look at the top, this is the Notes for Parents document. To the top right, I'm going to click on Pin to pin each one of these pieces of work, the printable worksheet, the Good Morning video, and then the Castle Story and the birthday cake we saved in earlier. Now that we've pinned all these resources, we want them to be accessible from the top right button. So if we click on the menu by clicking on the logo and select Edit Pins, we'll see on the left-hand side that the Day 1 tray now appears in the list. When we click on the plus, this will move it to the right. We can remove pins that we don't want, and then star the one we want to move to the top, and click on OK. Day 1 now appears here, and when I click on it, all of the resources that we've added into the Day 1 tray and pinned will be visible here. You can create and add your own activities by clicking on the MiniMash logo and then on Teacher Tools. In here you'll find jigsaw puzzle templates, pairs activities, and a whole variety of other templates that you can use to create activities. If you want to share a blog, then in Purple Mash you need to go to Admin and Manage Blogs to create one. Once you have done this, the blog will be visible under the Shared Blogs behind the Sharing button. If you click on the blog to access it, at the top you can click on the URL and right-click and copy the link address. We can now use this to create a link to the blog in To Connect. In Tools, I'm going to select To Connect and launch the app, and then I'm going to select the blank template. I click on the background to add a bubble and give it a name. Now that's created, I can click on the pen to edit. When I do this, I can add a picture or a colour. I'm going to select Link, and I'm going to paste in the URL that I copied. Once I've done this and clicked on OK, I can save it by going to the menu and clicking on Save. I can browse and find the folder that I want to save in. Under Trays, my Day 1 tray. And in here I can call it Blog Link and save. Back in MiniMash, I can access the trays and click on Day 1. Here's the blog link in To Connect, and I can pin it at the top. My blog will now be accessible behind the Day 1 pin. I can select it and click on the blog link, and the blog will load. You can have resources in a tray that aren't pinned. This will just mean they won't show up when you click on the pin, but they do remain in the tray.